Can heartless and mindless zombies really learn how to love? Find out in our next review. Hello there to everyone tuning in, and welcome back once again to both the YouTube channels Real Screen Reviews and We Live Film. I am movie critic Nick Iacobucci, and our next movie review is for Warm Bodies. This zombie romantic comedy, or as I have deemed it, ZomRomCom, opened in wide release on Friday, February 1st, 2013, and it stars Nicholas Hoult, Theresa Palmer, Rob Corddry, and John Malkovich. This film comes to us from director Jonathan Levine, the man that brought us the overlooked treasure known as 50/50 and The Whackness from 2008. This tale tells of a zombie named R and how his humanity is re-sparked after his encounter with a human girl named Julie. He actually saves her from being attacked after he kills her boyfriend, and soon they become quite fond of each other. Then the Beauty and the Beast story of the inner beauty predominantly comes out to play as their friendship grows into a fun romance and adventure. Well, people, I found Warm Bodies to be not only a very funny movie, but also one of the bigger surprises at the movies in quite a while. This ZomRomCom is not, repeat, not Twilight with zombies instead of vampires. No, this film has heart, pun intended, and this movie wasn't cheesy like my last joke. The relationship in this film worked completely, and to call them star-crossed lovers like Romeo and Juliet wouldn't be that far from the truth. I mean, his name is R and her name is Julie. Did anyone else catch that? Now, to expand on that, their relationship was the driving force of this film, and in the simplest of terms, it worked. However ridiculous the premise of this romantic movie is, the portion of it that with these two lead characters was a great aspect of the feature, probably the best, and you can give kudos to this to director Jonathan Levine. Speaking for this director, all I can say is that he has a great talent for bringing to life very solid characters and stories. He achieves or accomplishes the same thing in Warm Bodies that he did in 50/50, and that is to give the audience someone that you can care about. In both stories, the main character is fighting death and being aided by the heart of a girl. Director Levine also makes great use of music in the film, and filling the movie with the tunes of The Boss, Bruce Springsteen, Guns N' Roses, and John Waite was just awesome for me from the 80s. You know, I grew up in the 80s, so I love that kind of music. The scene with John Waite's Missing You was particularly memorable. Now, I freaking loved 50/50, and I think that this film is starting to prove that this young filmmaker is no fluke, and I can't wait to see where he goes from here. Okay, now, one of the best parts of this film is lead actor Nicholas Hoult, and he has come so very far since playing opposite Hugh Grant in About a Boy way back in 2002. He has appeared in the new X-Men franchise and will soon headline Jack the Giant Slayer come March. He brings to life a dead hero and shows us a zombie movie from the perspective of a zombie. Now, are they really mindless? Are they really heartless? Do they feel or do they just feed? Warm Bodies and R raised some pretty cool questions and became a very original plot within a very unoriginal premise. Then Rob Corddry plays R's friend, and even though he really didn't say much, when he did, he was absolutely hilarious. Theresa Palmer was also above average here and 10 times better than she was in The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Give it up for the blonde twin of Kristen Stewart. All right, right around 1 hour and 40 minutes, Warm Bodies completely hooked me while watching it, and I can't even believe that I'm saying that. I never thought that I would have ever described a zombie movie as a warm journey or maybe even a date movie, but this movie definitely pulls it off. It never loses sight of the love story and always keeps that first above the zombie plotline second. This reminded me very much of Shaun of the Dead, because that too was a zombie movie that surprised me with a fresh story about rotting flesh. Nick's Real Screen Review is a very highly recommended 3 stars out of 4, and that's for the ZomRomCom feature known as Warm Bodies. Well, I'm afraid that's all the time that I have today, and thank you very much for stopping by. If you have enjoyed this review, please click like below and give me a thumbs up, or subscribe to either or both Real Screen Reviews or We Live Film if you haven't yet already. I'm sure that I'll be returning soon enough with more movie and trailer reviews, and until then, remember, this is Nick Iacobucci saying, I'm not always right, but only when it comes to the movies, and thank you for your attention.